Hi, everybody. I'm Pratibha Agarwal. I am an immigration attorney. I'm based outside of Washington, D.C., in Arlington, Virginia, which is now covered in snow. And the D.C. area is trying to dig itself out and reopen officially tomorrow. I should say our kids have been off from school for the last few days because of all of the snow, but hopefully we'll be back to normal tomorrow. Either way, our office is open. We are taking consultations. Many of our clients are not in the DC area, so our consultations are done by phone, by Zoom. Zoom is our most popular method of consultations. So we're doing them by phone, by Zoom, and then of course we will be scheduling in-person consultations as well starting next week. All right. I would urge you, however, to do Zoom or phone just for protection against the Omicron strain. All right, great. Well, thank you for joining me. And today's we're streaming live on both Facebook and TikTok, and our handle for both is at Agarwal Immigration. Okay, it's called at Agarwal Immigration. And again, the name of the firm, if you're trying to find it, is Agarwal Law Group. Okay, so you go ahead and post your questions because this is really an opportunity. My lives here are an opportunity for you to ask that one-off immigration question. Many times we have people that want to call our office that have one question here or there, and they're not ready to schedule a full consultation, or maybe they feel they don't need a full consultation, which is possible. I think everyone could probably benefit if you are in the middle of some kind of immigration conundrum, if you are unsure of the process or the steps. I do believe that everyone could benefit from something like a consultation with an immigration attorney, just to get a sense of whether you're doing it right, what the process is. So I don't think it can hurt. So give us a call if you would like to schedule one. Again, we're doing them by phone or by Zoom. But here's an opportunity for you to ask your questions. Go ahead and type them in the chat. If you're joining me, if you're here watching, go ahead and say hi in the comments. I'll give you a little shout out. We have several people here on TikTok as well. Hi, Alok. All right, great. So go ahead and put your questions in. So I wanted to, while I'm talking, while you guys are getting on, and also a reminder to share with others as well that might be interested in asking immigration related questions. Okay, go ahead and share this post with others. Make sure to like our page so you're notified as well. Okay, so getting back to the question of the day. So if you've never joined me before, we start off with kind of a quick question of the day, which is something that comes up that people that our clients ask us during consultations, and that I think might be helpful for you to know. All right. Okay, so let me start off with that. And thank you. I see some folks here putting questions in, and I definitely will get off to that. So I will get onto your questions in just a second, as soon as I'm finished. Okay. All right. So the question that I wanted to start off with while you guys are joining and sharing and liking the page and whatnot is it possible to get a green card? Is it possible to get a green card without leaving the United States? Is it possible to get a green card without leaving the United States? So some people that are married to U.S. citizens, they're told by their attorneys that they need to leave the United States to process their green card abroad. Or some people that have children who are U.S. citizens that are 21 or over are also told that they need to leave the U.S. to complete the full green card process. For some people, yes, that's true. However, sometimes immigration attorneys do not screen for a VAWA I-360 based application. And many clients do qualify to process their full green card without having to leave the United States. Okay, so not everyone is eligible for this. It depends on your specific situation, which is why I urge you before you leave the country to make sure that you do not qualify for an I-360 VAWA self-petition option, which would be available to you even if you entered illegally, so long as you're married to a U.S. citizen or a green card holder, or have a U.S. citizen child who is 21 or over. Call and make sure that you are not eligible for that before you leave the country to process a waiver application. So give us a call. We can screen you. We can let you know. We help many people in this situation that have entered illegally, that are now married to U.S. citizens or green card holders, or have U.S. citizen children who are 21 or over. We help them process their green card completely in the United States. So if you would like a consultation, give us a call at 703-348-1663. Hi, Sunny. Nice to see you. Sunny's saying, hi, my VAWA is pending for 3 years. The RFE response was 8 months ago. What should I do? Sunny, we've had VAWAs in our firm that were approved from 6 months of filing. So VAWAs, and we have some that have been pending for about a year. So VAWAs processing are kind of all over the place. So if you see that yours is outside of normal processing times, you can make a request to the government. Excuse me. Excuse me. You can make a request to the government. I'm using my daughter's dog mug. You can make a request to the government to give you an update on what's happening. So you can do that either by calling the customer service number, or if it's outside of normal processing times, the service center that's processing your case has a way for you to contact them. So you can check online and make a request with USCIS, an inquiry with USCIS. If you haven't done that, that would be the very first step that I would do. The next thing is seek congressional assistance. So you can apply, or you can email your congressperson, your senator, any kind of government representative for your state, where they can follow up and see what's happening with your case. There's also a VAWA email hotline, which is, I think, specific for attorneys. I could be wrong here, but we use it obviously because I'm an attorney, and we do a lot of VAWA cases. But if you want, you can write a letter to the Vermont Service Center that processes your VAWA applications, to inquire about about what's happening with your case. So you can do that as well. So you have several options. The most severe of which I don't know if you're ready for it, so this is a luxury, is suing the government to make a decision on the case. So unless, if you feel you have a strong case, if you feel you've provided all of the evidence, you can force the government to make a decision on your case by suing them. So it's a federal litigation. Okay, give us a call if we can help you with that, or answer questions on VAWA, which is, for those who are unfamiliar, VAWA is an application for victims of abuse, of if they're married to a U.S. citizen or a green card holder, or if they have a child who's 21 or over, and they're being abused by their spouse or their child, respectively. Then they can qualify for as what's called a self-petition, a VAWA self-petition, which would be processing a green card fully in the United States. Call us 703-348-1663. All right. So Chicago, USA, hi, how are you? Says, how long does it take to get an approval for an I-601A? Okay, how long does it take to get an approval for an I-601A? So that is a waiver application. So if you're applying for a green card and you have an illegal entry, so you have to make an additional showing that essentially gives you permission to leave the U.S., process your green card abroad, because if you have an illegal entry, you cannot process your green card in the U.S., right? Usually that is the case. There are some exceptions to that. And essentially you're asking for permission to return, to be able to come back into the U.S. because you've had, so many days of unlawful presence in the U.S. That is what an I-601A waiver is. Many people apply for that. If they're married to U.S. citizens or green card holders, or have children who are U.S. citizens that are at least 21. So Chicago, USA's question is, how long will it take to get an approval for an I-601A? It could be a while. So first you have your I-130 application, which is, I'm going to say about 9 months or so right now to get approved, just on average. Obviously different service centers vary with their time, and depending on how strong your application is as well from the get-go. Okay. the 601A is filed after the application for that is filed after you get that first approval. So that could take, I want to say, maybe 2 years or so. I don't know the exact time frame right now, but it does take some time. So the whole process does take quite a bit of time because you have to then, your case gets transferred over to the embassy abroad. There's a whole interim process. You have to leave, get an interview abroad, and come back in. So the whole thing can take several years. If you want to discuss more in detail about your specific case, feel free to call us at 703-348-1663. Okay, 703-348-1663. All right, great. If you don't already like our page or follow our page, I'm an immigration attorney and I come on here live to answer immigration questions. So we're at Agarwal Immigration on both Facebook, on TikTok, also on Instagram. We just started that page recently. Okay. All right. I hope that answered your question. Ash says, my marriage is legit and I have kids and property along with my spouse. Okay. I'm trying to see if you had another question. All right, great. I don't know what, ooh, I'm so sorry. I issue here. So I am going to end the live for today. All right. Sorry about that, guys. Thank you so much. Feel free to call us for a consultation. Bye.